Welcome to Rome. This is The Bittersweet Life with Katy Sewell and Tiffany Parks. Hello, this is The Bittersweet Life. I'm Katy Sewell.
I'm Tiffany Parks.
Tiffany in Rome, Katy in Seattle. And today, it is the last week of 2025, and we are here to do our annual New Year's resolution show. The yearly accounting of what we promised to do, what we actually did, and what we failed to do, basically. And then at the end of this,
And what we're going to do next year. Yeah.
Yes, we'll make our predictions or resolutions for what we will be attempting in the year to come. But first, Tiffany, we need to come to the table with our promises from last year. And last year, we began with you, so I guess we'll do the same thing now in the reckoning. Are you ready to hear what you promised to do?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready.
So here we go. Here was your first resolution of last year.
So one of mine is something that I've already begun, and that is piano lessons.
Yes.
And practicing the piano.
So if this is a resolution for the coming year, what would it take to succeed in it? That you just keep going through the rest of the year?
I just keep going. I practice regularly. Let's say 5 days a week plus my lesson day. So, give myself one free day a week if I'm just totally slammed, and keep up with my lessons every other week.
So, Tiffany, how did this resolution go?
Katy, I don't think I'm bragging when I say I knocked this one out of the park.
Yes.
Yeah. And I realized that starting a resolution before the New Year's, or I should say more precisely, making a resolution that you've already started
Easier.
It's life-changing. It's the new key for success in New Year's resolutions. So I highly, highly recommend it for anyone out there who's planning a New Year's resolution. Something you already do, like I'm going to brush my teeth every morning.
Yeah, that's what I should resolve to do next year, which I already do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't fail.
Exactly. That's the trick.
I love it.
So I started taking piano lessons, I would guess around October of 2024. So obviously, I just continued, but it wasn't just about taking piano lessons because I take them every other week. It's about the practice. It goes hand in hand, the practice with the lessons. And, if you're spending money to have a lesson and time to have a lesson every week or two, it's kind of pointless if you're not going to take the time to practice.
Yes.
And so I really devoted myself to it. At first, it was like 10 minutes a day. Sometimes I'd miss a day. Fine, no problem. And throughout the spring, I was getting better. I was feeling good about it. I was happy with my progress. I performed in my teacher's piano recital.
Right.
I think I talked
remember
about that.
Yes.
When it happened back in June. But something happened. There was a little bit of I don't want to say a switch was flipped because I was already really enjoying it, but there was an acceleration that happened. And that was when my teacher gave me a Chopin waltz. And I love Chopin, top 5 composers. And it's so beautiful. I think probably most people would agree that the most straight up beautiful piano music has got to be written by Chopin, whether he's your favorite or not. And it's also very, very difficult. But there are some pieces that are not as difficult. And so she gave me this waltz, which is, if you know, it's the waltz in A minor, in La minor. And I love playing this thing so much. And it's not just that. Like, I love playing the other music that she's assigned me as well. But this particular piece, I get off on playing it. When I sit down to play, I don't want to stop. And it's not that it's easy. It's very difficult. And I have had a lot of frustration with it. And I've had a lot of times when I'm like, I will never be able to play this the way that I want to play it. But working on it every single day, Katy, I probably play the piano for an hour a day now.
Wow. Every day.
I know. Every day. And sometimes I play twice a day. Like if I don't have enough time in the morning to play as much as I would like, I'll practice again in the evening.
Wow.
It is almost supplanted reading for me as like the thing I look the most forward to every day.
Wow. Incredible.
I know.
I mean,
I am
that is
absolutely
basically
in love with it.
That is basically like a resolution, like 100%. because
Yeah, it really no, I actually went beyond what I thought was possible for myself.
yeah, like you not only did it, it is now fully incorporated into your life.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
wow. Okay, all right. It's a hearty start to our resolution show.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad. I think it's gonna fall apart right here.
Oh no.
All right, let's hear the first thing that I promised to do. Now, this is my resolution. If you're a long time listener to the show, you know I usually try to do one resolution that I can accomplish in just one day. This was my accomplish it in a day resolution for 2025. Here we go. The thing I'm going to do in the day is I'm going to take an archery class.
That's
And
wonderful.
and I guess if I really like it, maybe I'll actually learn it more. Okie dokie. There is my first
Did you
one.
take an archery class, Katie?
I did not.
Oh no.
I did not.
You usually do those.
I
Those
know.
do it in a day ones.
I know. And you know, it's funny because it's not like I forgot that I had said that. I did not forget. I just never did it.
Never got around to it.
Well, or I would say, yeah, I really need to do that. But then I'd say, hey, Derek, you want to go take an archery class with me? And you'd be like, oh, well, maybe not right now. And then you'd be like, okay, well. And I don't know, like something about this year, this might be a trend and we can talk about it more. You know, it just didn't feel very important. Like I wasn't really compelled to do it in any way. It just sort of like as if saying I wanted to do it was enough. I did not ultimately feel compelled to actually try it. And it's not that I don't want to try it, but it was also not a thing that you can do without driving quite a ways in Seattle. Like you had to drive out to one of the suburbs to like go to some sporting good place to like blah blah blah. And I don't know. The whole thing just ultimately ended up not appealing to me very much. Not enough to make it happen, you know?
I can totally get that.
So, and I thought about doing it like right before we did this episode, but even still, I'm like, well, I don't need the victory that much to have to do this during the busy holiday season. So I guess
I think
just
that was a wise
pass.
choice.
It's a pass.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So here's your next one.
I don't even know if I want to say this because this has kind of already become a pretty steady habit in my life. I just want to make sure that I don't stop doing it. And I would like to do it even on days when I feel like I'm too busy to do it. It puts me in a better mood. And that is taking a very brisk, long walk first thing in the morning.
How do we do with the brisk long walk in the morning?
Well, this was one of the examples in which a New Year's resolution can backfire. Because, as I said, I wanted to make sure I did it even when I didn't feel like it
Yep.
or the weather was bad. That's usually when you don't feel like doing it is when the weather is bad.
Right.
And of course, the weather's not the greatest in January, even in Rome, which is not terribly cold. It's still, it's still the coldest time of the year.
Yep.
And so but I was very committed because I'm like, this year I'm going to do all, and that was another thing that I had also started before the new year. And I was already like really loving my morning walks and I still love them. But as I talked about in an episode that we taped probably last spring, middle of the spring, early spring, my stubbornness in insisting that I take this walk, even when I felt myself getting sick, caused me to get extremely sick and ended up with pneumonia.
Yes.
And
I was going to say, and it led to many episodes about foolhardiness, I feel like.
Yeah, it did. And it just goes to show that there is too much of a good thing. And I mean, I sometimes say this to Claudio because Claudio is very into like working out and going to the gym. And sometimes he just doesn't, he's just really tired. And I can tell when he really is. And I say, don't go because what might happen is you might overextend yourself and then you won't be able to work out for like 5 days. Better to rest when you need a rest so that then you can go on to have a better workout another day. And I didn't take my own advice and I got sick, but I've learned from that. And so I still take my morning walks. I still do it very regularly, but it's not like I must take this walk, even if I have, like all these other things to do and I don't have time, or even if it's like pouring down rain. No, I'm going to give myself the grace to say, this isn't a day in which I need to take that walk.
Good, 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 good. Okay, I love it. All right, let's see what else I said I was gonna do. Oh, this is a good one for me. This will give me a chance to try to keep pace with you for a second. All right, here is my second promise. Okay, I'm gonna say, for me, I am gonna finish this novel this year. I would like to think I will have it done, mostly done, by the end of February or March of this year. But I am gonna say
Wow.
this is the year. 2024, we thought it was the year. It wasn't. 2025 is the year this novel will be done and will be out searching for an agent. And God willing, wouldn't it be amazing if it also sold this year? That's a little too ambitious, but I am going to get it done this year, no question. Okay.
Wow, Katie, talk about knocking it out of the park. I mean,
Yeah.
I,
If you're a long time listener to the show, or even a short time listener to the show, you know without me even saying it that I finished it this year. Yeah. And
she finished it. She sent it out into the world. She got an agent and she got a book deal.
yep,
All in one,
all in
not
one
even in a
year.
year, like all in like a very short amount. Well, the writing was not a short amount of time, but
No.
the last three things were very, very quick and very, I mean, I got to be honest, when you said that, I had no doubt that you would finish it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really have a doubt that you'd find an agent, and eventually sell it. But I didn't think that that would happen this year.
Yeah.
I didn't think that it was likely that it would happen so fast, just knowing how the industry works.
Yeah, same here. Same here
So
for sure.
congratulations. That's huge. That's it.
Thanks.
That's probably your most successful New Year's resolution ever.
Ever of all time, because it even surpassed my own expectations. Now that never happens. I guess it did with your piano.
Yeah. So
In
we each had a
in like what, 11 years of doing this show, we have finally set resolutions that surpassed our expectations.
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, not too bad. But yeah, amazing turnaround. So, but it was like in the first part of the year, it did seem like, am I going to finish this? Because it wasn't like it got to February and I was like already done. I didn't finish it till July, so it did take a bit of time. But then it was like,
It always takes more than you think.
right. And then the doors fly open, as you said. And if you want to hear more about that, go back to a different episode because we've certainly talked about it enough. Particularly if you're a Patreon supporter, those people are in the serious know. So if you feel a little left out right now, feel free to join us over on Patreon. That's my pitch. It'll help us pay the bills in the new year. Please, please join us on Patreon. Okay, let's see what your next promise was. Hang on.
This one I'm definitely going to do.
Okay.
I'm super excited about it, and it has to do with reading. My goal this year is I'm going to read 12 books,
Mm-hmm.
one book per month, and they're all books that I already own
Mm-hmm.
in collector's editions. And so these are, if you want, I can read them off real quick because I've picked the 12 books.
Yeah, let's hear it.
David Copperfield, The Mayor of Casterbridge by Thomas Hardy, Orlando by Virginia Woolf. So not all of these are long, but I think they're either long or they're challenging or they're both. The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, Middlemarch by George Eliot,
Hmm.
A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce, Swan's Way by Marcel Proust, The Portrait of a Lady, The Longest Journey by E.M. Forster, Life and Fate by Vasily Grossman, The Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas, and Walden Life in the Woods by Henry David Thoreau.
Okay. Wow. Ambitious.
That's my list. I did it, Katie.
Yes. Did you do it in 12 months? Like, was it actually laid out in those 12 months? Or did you do it faster than that?
So what I did was I made a schedule. Okay. And if you have like serious reading ambitions, like if they're specific, not just like I want to read more, but like if you want to read a certain number of books and certain type of books, I highly suggest this method. So what I did was I picked the books before the year started. Now a lot of people are like, I don't know what I'm going to feel like reading, and that's fair enough. And sometimes I do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But this year I really wanted to read these particular books, and so I picked out the 12 books, and then what I did was I picked a time of year that I thought each book would be nice to read in.
Mm.
Like the darker books you're going to read in the winter or books that take place in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
I read Walden, Life in the Woods. So I read that in the summer. I thought that seemed like more of a summer book.
Mm-hmm.
So I set up when I wanted to read them. And then I took the books and I took the number of pages and I divided them by like how many pages do I need to read in a day to finish this book in a month.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had like a goal every day, whatever. It was always a very short number of pages. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing that even a huge book, when you divide it up by 30 or 31 days, it's never that many pages a day. It's like 22, 23 pages a day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it was a very doable amount of pages to read. So I was actually ahead of schedule. I was going in order. I was following my order, but I was ahead of schedule until I encountered Proust. I think we talked about this,
Yeah, we
or I talked
have.
about it on
Yeah.
Instagram. I definitely got behind, but it was perfect because then I was like actually on, like it took me 2 months to read that book, and then I caught up, and then I got ahead again, and then in August I was like, okay, I'm gonna take the free, quote unquote, free time in August, and I'm gonna read some easier, shorter books, which was really fun. And then I got back on track. And actually, I finished at the beginning of December. I finished my last book. And so I've been doing that again. And we're taping this a little bit early. And so I believe that I'm going to have time before the end of the year to read Katie's book, which is what I've kind of been saving as the cherry on
Ooh.
the cake for the end of the year.
Very cool. Very cool. I just got my editorial notes yesterday, so what you read will be slightly
Ooh,
different when it actually comes out.
well, of course.
So good job on you. You're basically hitting them all except for modifying the walk, which was sounds like a very smart thing to do. So okay, here we go with another one. This is a resolution I wasn't sure I wanted to do, which is a kind of a weird
Mm.
resolution to make in hindsight. But okay, here we go. This is one I'm not sure I actually want to do. This is another one of those get it done in a day. And I'm going to make an admission here that most people don't know about me.
Ooh.
Um, and my mother's like, oh no. I have a belly button ring. I got it at age 16. So now it's been decades and decades of having this same thing. So I am thinking about as a resolution that I can get done in a day, taking it out.
Wow,
So
Kate, I totally forgot about that one. Completely forgot about that one.
why? Because it's totally forgettable. I mean, boy.
It's kind of random. It's like a random thing
Yeah.
to have as a resolution.
Yeah.
I can get why you would want to do it, but it's just an odd choice for a resolution. So did you, Katie? Did you take out your belly button ring?
No, I did not.
Oh God. How long would it have taken if you had done it?
Well, I mean, I could have taken it out and put it back in, I guess. I just decided that I wasn't ready to give it up yet. And I believe that it was a listener, actually, who suggested you have to pick the time when you feel like you're ready to give that part over. They like wrote to me separately or something. And I forget exactly what was said, but throughout the year, it just felt like, no, I'm not ready to give that up. It's something I kind of like about myself in a way, even though it's destroying all of my clothes. And I just wasn't ready to let that part of myself go. So I still have it. So yeah, you
All
can all
right.
imagine a 1990s style belly button ring. Okay, moving on to you. Here is your next one.
I would like to at least try, and I mean, if it goes well, I would like it to be something that I do regularly. I would like to try to have like a no phone Sunday, but like not just once, every Sunday.
All right, Tiffany. So no phone Sunday every Sunday. How did that go?
I didn't do it once, Katie.
Not even one Sunday. Like,
Not even once. I totally forgot about that resolution. I completely forgot about it to the point that I didn't believe that I made that. If I hadn't heard my own voice saying it, I remember saying no phone Sunday, but like I didn't remember saying every Sunday. So we've talked about on over on our Patreon
mm-hmm,
about a little bit of, smartphone addiction that I've been struggling with, like most people in this
mm-hmm.
modern age, and how I have been tackling it. And so if you're not on our Patreon, head over there because we have two episodes, recent episodes, bonus episodes,
Mm-hmm.
devoted to this subject and the tool that I have discovered that is really helping a lot.
Yes.
So I will not give I mean, technically this is a fail,
Okay.
but
I need you to
I'm
have
not
at
going to
least
give
one fail. I do need you to have one fail.
yeah. All right there. Well, this is my fail. However, I do feel like I am doing the good work of attacking that addiction the quote unquote bad use of the smartphone, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
taking out like, whatever working and,
Yep.
things like the necessary things that you just have to do to live, like sending text messages to your podcast co-host. All of that aside, I have drastically reduced the bad use of my phone and specifically social media. And so I am proud of that, but it's taken me a long time. Like it's just in the past month or so, month and a half
Mm-hmm.
that I've done that. But I want to keep trying, keep
Okay.
trying to get
But
better.
this is not a resolution. That's just what you're saying right now.
Yes, not a resolution.
Okay. All right. I have one more. I'm sure you've forgotten about this one too. Here you go. I don't know how someone can resolve to do this, but so it's no secret if you're a fan of this show that one of the movies that I loved the most when I was a young person was the movie Last of the Mohicans. Loved, loved, loved that movie. And another thing I love about that movie is its soundtrack. I would love to see an actual symphony play the Last of the Mohicans soundtrack, or at least part of it. Here's the thing that I want to have happen. Maybe I'm just putting it out there. Number one, I either want to find some symphony that's playing it and go to watch it, or I want to convince a symphony to play part of it or all of it. uh,
How'd that go, Katie?
Unsurprisingly, no success.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you weren't able to like convince the symphony to play something for you.
Well, I do have a friend who is friends with the symphony director, and he did mention it to that person at my request. But that's about as far as that pursuit got. This year, 2025, I mean, I will admit my resolutions for 2025 are pretty stupid. All right. Let's just all admit that.
Except for one.
Except for the book one, which was clearly like, why even make a different one at all? Because then I would have had the most successful year ever instead of like a 3 out of 4 fail. However, this year was a tricky and unexpected year for my family, and you know that if you've been listening. And it just, even if I'd been like fired up about every single one of these resolutions, everything else that happened kind of turned it into a listless year when it came to things that are kind of quirky and funny and like these outside goals where, if all things considered, everything had been normal this year. And I had been like, you know what? I'm going to dedicate myself to getting someone to play one song from The Last of the Mohicans in a symphony. I feel like I would have been able to pull it off. It just was like not that important, like it would have taken a lot of work and and a lot of like hobnobbing and talking with people. And it's not so far out of the realm of like what I do for a living that it's not impossible, but it would have taken some serious like elbow grease and work. And, I just didn't have it in me
You
for
had
it.
other things to do.
Yeah, it turns out like quite a few other things to do, that were unexpected. So I don't know. And this is interesting, actually, as we kind of round the corner to the end of this episode, is like after having such an upending year in both good and bad things, it's really hard for me to have the will to like promise to do anything next year. When I was thinking about, well, what would I want to say that I want to do? I have a lot less kind of creativity and passion around it than I have in all the years we've done this prior, currently. I don't feel like the drive to promise to do anything as much as I normally would.
It makes total sense, but can I offer you a suggestion?
Sure. And I did write down a couple things, so it's not like I have nothing to bring to the table, but please.
Okay. Based on my experience in 2025, with particularly the reading resolution and the piano resolution, I have come to discover not just the brilliant idea of start it before the beginning of the year, but resolve to do something that you truly love, that truly makes you happy. Because at the very least, it's going to give you an excuse to do more of what you love.
True.
And I mean, that's how I feel with the piano. It's like that was the easiest resolution I've ever made
True.
because it's just something I enjoy so much. And same with reading. And I'm going to be very easy on myself in 2026 as well.
Good.
Obviously, I don't have the same reasons that you have, but I just feel like like you said, it's like we have a limited amount of time in this world.
Hmm.
So, why spend it doing an archery lesson if this is not really important to you?
Hmm.
But if you discover something that you love, like I have discovered that I love piano, then that is something that you should do.
Hmm.
And it will make you happy beyond just being like, I did my resolution.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Should we dive in? So should we
Let's
dive
dive
right
in.
in? Let's see what we've got for next year. This I only wrote down three things this year.
Okay.
Given what you just said, I would say there is something on there that has the potential to be that will be something I really love. One thing I know I already sort of like, and one I don't like, but I really want to put it on the regular into my life. So,
Okay. Well, go.
is there one that you feel like you want to hear first?
Yeah, I want to hear the one that you really love.
Okay, so this one also could count as my do it in a day, but my
Okay.
intention is to maybe do it once a month. But I'm going to say I'll do it in a day, and that is to take a dance class. Now,
Oh.
but not like formally where I go to, Arthur Miller and like sign up for their waltz class or something like that. I have learned from a friend of mine who really loves to dance. She goes out dancing a couple times a week, if not more. I have no idea. A lot. It's basically like what she forms her social life around. And she says that there are various bars and establishments throughout the Seattle area where they have a dance night, but the hour prior to the dance night beginning, they'll teach a class on how to do it. Basically, they spend an hour teaching you how to do it, and then you just get to be at the dance and you know how to do it or whatever.
That's cool.
The reason why is because with all the sort of sadness and stress and anxiety, I do know that if you dance, it does have that kind of like stress relief, fun feeling to it. And I feel like having something that's potentially really fun added to my life would be a good thing right now. And, for those of you who listened to our interview with Therese Houston, who says, one of the ways to keep your brain super active is to take a dance class, especially as you get older. And, I thought like she's right, but she was saying it creates new brain connections, especially if you're 60 or older. But I thought to myself, well, then why wait till 60? Why not just try doing it now?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's my first one. How about
I
you?
love that one. I love that one.
Thanks.
All right. Okay. So this is probably my most ambitious one.
Okay.
And like I said before, I have already started working on it. So that's going to make it way easier to accomplish.
Okay.
And the resolution is that by the end of 2026, I want to be able to do 3 pull-ups.
Oh, okay.
So I've been going to the gym pretty regularly. Like I always went to the gym. I've always had a gym membership. But I would take Pilates class or I would do cardio or maybe I'd do a couple of push-ups. But this summer Claudio, who used to be a personal trainer, did a whole like routine for me and he checks in on me and changes it up every so often. But I've discovered that it is way, way more fun to go to the gym and do a weightlifting regimen than it is to do cardio.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's 100 times more fun. And I mean, I'm not going to say like I love it. I don't love it, but I do love the way that I feel afterwards
Mm-hmm.
physically. And I also love how I feel. I'm just proud of myself, like on days when I'm like again, like I don't feel like it, and I don't push myself to go when I'm not feeling well. So don't worry about that. But like for example, sometimes on a Sunday, after we take our religious catechism class and to mass, we come home and like the gym's not open very late on Sundays. It's only open until like 3 p.m. And usually I'll take Aurelio to my mother-in-law's and we'll have lunch there with my in-laws and Claudia will go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Sunday, going to the gym on a Sunday? Like, that sounds awful.
Sacrilegious, yeah.
Yeah. But now I've not every single Sunday, but I've started, if I haven't like gotten my third workout in that week, I'll go with him. And I just feel, I'm like, I just went to the gym on a Sunday. Like I'm a badass. Like, and I get in there and I just get in there. I focus. I don't waste time. I get it done. I'm out of there in like 45, 50 minutes and I feel great and I'm getting stronger and I really feel it. Like I feel it in my body. He says he can see it. I can't really see it yet, but I can feel it. And we were at the park and they have some, in Villa Pamphili, this big park in Rome, they have some like workout basic stuff, including a bar. And we went all together. We were walking around and, I really wanted to see if he could do a pull up. And he couldn't, but he could do like a half pull up. And I'm like, let me try, thinking I also would be able to do a half pull up. And Katie, I could barely hang.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay.
Like I had a really hard time holding on to that bar for 2 minutes. I mean, not for 2 minutes, for 20 seconds. 2 minutes, give me a break. For 20 seconds. Like I had a really, really hard time. So I've been working on it and I just when I go to the gym at the end of my workout, I hang for 20 seconds 3 different times. And Claudia's like, that's where you start. Like, don't feel bad if you can't do any more than that. That is already a workout. And I love that about him. Like he told me that same exact thing about push-ups when I first started doing push-ups and I said, I can't do a push-up. Like I can do a girl push-up, but I can't do a real push-up. He's like, no, you can do one. And I'm like, yeah, I can do one. He's like, well, do one. Do one. That's all you have to do. Start with one. And now I can do 40 push-ups. So I would like to see if I can do this. And so that's my first resolution.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. I think that's accomplishable. All right. My next one is also based on stuff Dana was talking about on the show the other day, as well as our interview with Therese Houston again, talking about brain science. This is the one I don't really love doing. I've been trying to do it, and I've been doing it here and there and everywhere, but like, I'll do it like one day and be like, yeah, I'm going to do this all week long. And then it will be like next week, I'll be like, oh yeah, I was going to do that all week long. I did do it that one day, but I never did it again. And I did it yesterday, for instance, and I didn't do it today. And will I do it today? Meh, I don't know. But yeah, and I don't love it, but I do feel like it will have a benefit if I do it, which is I want to meditate.
Meditation. I was going to guess that's what it was.
I know. And it's like even promising to do it, I'm like, ugh. But Dana has said that now that she's into doing it like at least 5 days a week, that it's very helpful to her. And so I keep thinking like at some point it's going to feel helpful to me perhaps. And so I don't know if I want to put how many days a week on it, but it's got to be more than like once. Like it's got to be like more ritualized so that I'm not like, oh yeah, I should meditate or whatever, I don't know. Do you think I need to put days on it? Should I say, I mean, I think for it to become really ritual, you'd have to do it like at least 4 days a week, right?
Yeah.
Because what it needs to become like something you just do. Like, you don't have to remind yourself to
do it.
I
would say the best way to do that would be to have a time of day that you do it every single time, whether it's like right before you start your day, first thing in the morning, or last thing you do before bed. And just remember, it doesn't have to be that long.
Yeah.
You can do 10 minutes and that's already beneficial.
Well, that's what I have been doing. But anyway, okay, so that's my second one. Try to meditate.
Good.
All right.
I like it.
How about you?
All right. So I am doing another reading challenge for myself this year.
Okay.
So last year I went down from reading relatively a book a week to reading one book a month and really liked how that turned out. Obviously, I read more than that because obviously I read Aurelio as well. And I read a few extra books, but I loved that sort of idea of one book per month.
Okay.
But this year I decided to go down even further.
Okay.
And I'm going to do one book a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be some of the most challenging books that I personally have ever read. Books that, we all know about that most of us have never read.
Okay.
And I figured if I give myself adequate time, so 3 months each, I feel like I should be able to read these books. And then, of course, I'm sure that I'll have time every so often to slip some other books in, some much shorter, easier to read books. But I want to have these 4 books read by the end of the year. And they are War and Peace, Moby Dick, Bleak House, and Ulysses.
Okay. And which one of those would you say you're the most excited to read?
War and Peace, probably.
Yeah, that's the one I would be the most excited to read also.
Yeah, I'm going to start with that one.
Good.
Feels like a winter book.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, very nice. Okay, I applaud that. See how it
thank you.
goes.
Thank you.
All right, only have one more. How many more do you
Okay.
have?
I have a couple.
Okay.
Couple more.
All right, so I only have one more. And this one is something I already kind of do intermittently, but I want to do it more often. I'm not going to say every day, but I want to write in a journal more. And I don't mean like sit down and write 3 pages every day. But what I want to do is at least write down like a few notable sentences every day about what happened that day. So it's not like a major commitment, but it could be like, whatever. Saw this person, talked about this, whatever. Just like write the highlighted like best things about, or not even best things, but like what happened that day. So it has like a little snapshot of what happened every day.
I love that.
I often carry a little tiny journal around with me when I'm around, but I usually use that to just like write down ideas for like whatever book I'm working on. So I want to have like another one, or maybe it's the same one where it just also has like December whatever or January whatever, did this, did that, felt like this, and that's it. Just like some kind of record.
There's this thing that I saw advertised, and I wanted to buy it for myself, but I can't find it here in Italy. And it's called a 5-year journal. You're writing on the same page, like every January 1st is the same page. So it's January 1st this year, then next year, then the year after that, then year. So you go through the top part of the journal, and then the second year, as you're writing, you can go back and see what you wrote the year before that, and all through
Oh,
it.
that's
So it,
interesting. Yeah.
so each day is on the same page, and 5 different years on the same page. And it's only like, yeah, I mean 6 or 7 lines per day.
Yeah.
So if you can find that, that would be
I
that
like
would be
it.
brilliant.
I like that in theory, but my artistic brain would like it to be more haphazard than that, I think. You know?
Uh,
Plus, that also sounds like it would be a rather large book, and I like smaller things. But I do love that idea. It's a great idea. All right, so that's all for me this year. I'm not promising to do much, and all of those things I would say are in the category of self care, which, is
Those
not
are
really my
Tiffany
style.
type resolutions,
I
really.
know, I know. So I don't know what's
The
happening to me.
meditating almost daily. I know that's been my resolution in the past. Journal writing probably has been another one of mine in the past. So yeah, you're doing my type.
All right, so what else you got
I'm
before
gonna
we?
continue. I'm gonna continue with my trend of just continuing stuff that I'm already doing. I
How
want
long can
to.
you do that?
I think I can do it. I
Every
can do
year.
that every year.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I do. I'm gonna put this out there because there's going to be a little specific detail to it. I want to continue with my piano,
Mm-hmm.
and what I want to accomplish on the piano this next year, is that I want to be able to play Schubert's Ständchen and sing it at the same time, because Ständchen is a song that is there's a piano version that's just piano, and there's another version that's piano and voice,
Mm-hmm.
and it is an incredibly beautiful song.
Nice.
It means serenade. And I've always wanted to be able to play it while I sing it. And I have brought it to my teacher, and she's looked at it and she's like, yeah, you can totally do this. We'll work on this together. So by the
Very,
end of the year, I want to be able to sing and play that song.
very cool. Are we going to get to hear it? Are you going to record yourself singing and playing it?
Of course, of course. I'm a born performer, Katie. Um,
All right.
and not only that, Katie, but if you want, not right now while we're taping, but because it's too late at night here for me to play the piano. But in the next few days, actually, my piano tuner is coming on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I will tape my Chopin waltz for you, and you can stick it on the end of this episode.
Perfect. Yes,
And
I
I
love it.
will put out there right now, it is not going to be flawless because I have yet to be able to play through without making any mistakes, but that is part of the process.
Yes, for sure. Very nice. All right. Love it.
I do have a couple more. One of them is particularly just something I've been putting off for 9 years, since I moved into my apartment, which is I want to get my bathrooms fixed up. Does that count as a New Year's resolution?
I mean, sure.
it's kind of like the taking the belly button ring out. It's like something I want to just do.
Not remodel,
And
but like just make it nicer,
well,
organize.
no, it's not full remodel. The tiles are great. The tiles are beautiful. The bathtub, shower, toilet, bidet, all of that is good. The floors are good. All I need is new countertops,
Mm-hmm.
new sink, new faucet, and like the big drawers underneath the
Mm-hmm.
countertops. So it's not a full remodel, but it's more than just like redecorating.
Okay.
And it's just something that we've been putting off, and I can't stand it anymore. I need to do it. So I want to get that done before the end of the year.
Okay. Love it.
I don't know if I want to say that okay, I'm going to say it, Katie. I'm going to say it because I want to do it, and I've been putting this off, not as long as the bathroom thing, but I have been putting this off, and that is I want to start a new book.
Oh, writing a new book.
Yeah, I want to start writing a totally new book. And if you've listened to this for a long time, you know that I have a couple of books that are sort of, well, one is was out on submission, never sold, hasn't sold. Put it this way,
Yeah.
hasn't sold
Not
yet.
yet. Not yet.
And then the sequel to that was abandoned halfway through. Will be picked up again for sure. I will pick it. I will take it out again. I will finish it
Mm-hmm.
because I finish what I start. But I need to put that on hold, on an official hold,
Mm-hmm.
but I need to start something new. And I have my idea, and I have a little bit of excitement about it, but I just need to do it. And
Very nice.
I've been a bit blocked. And it takes courage,
Yes.
as you know. It takes courage to start a new project. So I want to do that.
Well, I'll throw in with you, and also in the spirit of promising to do things that you've already started, I'll throw in with you and say that I am also going to start a new book this year.
Awesome.
And I can say
Great.
that with some confidence because I've already written the first part of it.
Nice.
So I guess the goal is to like continue on with that and not just have it be an opening movement, I guess. So we can go in on that together.
Good.
All right. Is that it? Are we leaving it there?
That's it. That is it.
All
Don't have any
right.
more than that.
Feel free to tell us what your resolutions are this year, how you're feeling about it, what you accomplished, what you didn't accomplish. You can always send us an email, bittersweetlifepodcast@gmail.com. Even better, join us over on Patreon. There's a link in the show notes. We've been doing some fun things over there lately, and it's really easy to comment on the episodes over on Patreon. Very easy. So join us over there and help keep this show moving. As we've mentioned in the last couple of shows, I feel the turn of the year is not just a time to resolve ourselves to do new things. It is also when we get hit with a bunch of huge bills for this show. And so your donations and love around this time are always very much appreciated. You can always find ways to donate at our website as well, thebittersweetlife.net. And I guess Happy New Year, Tiffany. Happy New Year to you. Hope it's
Happy New Year, Katie.
Yep. And as I do like to say, here's for all the good things that we can't see coming. And until next year, this is The Bittersweet Life. I'm Katie Sewell.
I'm Tiffany Parks.
Join us again. Bye.
Bye.
And one more thing. Here we are at the end of the year. A time for giving and a time for family, and I think a time for gratitude. And if this show is something that you are thankful for, we appeal to you. We implore you. If you feel so moved, give us a tip at the end of the year. Not advice, but an actual financial payment, as if you're going out for dinner, and help us pay the big bills that are coming to us first thing in the new year. Kind of a way of saying thank you, throwing some coins in the busker's hat, or imagining me ringing a little bell and you put a few coins in the bucket. You'll find links to donate in the show notes. You can always join us on Patreon as well, or visit thebittersweetlife.net and give us a one-time donation. It can be small. It doesn't have to be big. We're a community of people. If we all chip in, these bills can be paid no problem. And not only that, it's a huge compliment. It's a thank you that really hits us in the heart, because these shows aren't free. They take a lot of labor, and they take a lot of love, and they take hours and hours of our time, and often take some of our personal money to keep it coming to you. And yet we do keep it coming to you. So if it's something that you appreciate, throw some coins in the hat. Drop a few coins in the bucket. If you don't feel safe paying for things online, you can send us an email, bittersweetlifepodcast@gmail.com, and I'll send you an address where you can write a check. Whatever works for you. And of course, you will receive a handwritten thank you note in the mail, because that is how we feel. Grateful. Thank you for listening, and Happy New Year!